I remember I was I was going up. I was at work, and I took the garage elevators, and I went to the main elevators. And then a couple people was on there. Nobody said anything, and I just was like, awkward silence. Niggas was looking at me crazy as fuck. That shit was so funny. And some of the people that was on the elevator knew me, so they were just like, oh my god, bro, I can't stand this nigga, bro. And then we get to work, and I was like, bro, why do you say that in the elevator? I was like, what? Awkward silence? They was like, bro, now you look creepy. I was like, that was the intentions.
I don't care about looking creepy.
I don't give a fuck.
Could not care less.
If I say something that's offensive, then yeah, go to HR.
Well, you're going to go to HR and say, he said awkward silence in an awkward silence.
Yeah.
You know how stupid you sound?
Crazy. I think, and it's so funny, bro, because
I felt harassed. Huh?
But no, if somebody would have just started being like, ba, 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 I would have died laughing, bro. I'm like, bro, we are friends now.
We're a barbershop quartet.
Yes.
Elevator quartet in this bitch.
I don't know why that just came to mind. But yeah, you remember on the movie Black Knight, did you ever see that?
Martin Lawrence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember the part when he was like, all right, y'all, let's get ready. Let's do the song. And he was like, all right, 1, 2, 3. He was like, poom, 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 poom. Nigga, I cried on that part, nigga. I still love that shit.
You an idiot.
Oh, but no, reason why I brought that up, because at work we had a conversation about that. But then earlier, last day at work, right, we were just quiet out of nowhere. Like somebody just stood up. She was just like, who is somebody, dead or alive, that you would fight and you know you're going to win? We asked that question. We was at that question for a good minute. I was
really?
Like, yeah, yours.
Anybody with a disability.
No,
like
I mean, you want to, like, basically, not like you're going to die or something.
Anybody that I can fight that I know I could win against?
Why you go for the disability?
It's an easy win.
No, I'm talking about somebody you don't fuck with, but you think you can beat them. Nigga, you just like, hey, I'm tired of y'all holding up these buses.
Duh.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
I rode buses up until a couple years ago when I finally got a car. I'm still angry.
Yo, it's fucking crazy. It's hilarious, nigga.
That is trauma.
Nigga just be walking around on crutches. I'm not disabled. Oh, you about to catch it,
You was about to catch it, dog.
No, mine was, I said George Washington.
It's alive or dead?
Yeah, alive or dead.
Why George Washington?
First off, you know, he did have slaves. I ain't really dislike this nigga, but I think it'd be a good fight. That nigga like 6'3".
If he bites you, you're catching the meanest splinters ever.
Everybody think he got wooden teeth. His mouth was full of slave teeth.
Oh, God.
I'm about to say, nigga, I went to that exhibit, nigga. That shit was crazy. I was a kid. That fucked me up. I was just like, this nigga got a mouth full of other nigga teeth?
That is insane.
It's insane. So that nigga is off.
He was running around collecting black teeth. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Insanity.
Jeez, my God, these chitlins do taste good. So my thing was, I was like, I'll fight that nigga. It'd be a good fight. I'm going to skip this, right?
So it didn't say good fight. It said,
no, that's where my mind went. I knew the question, but I was just like, nah, I still like to be challenged.
So don't chastise me for getting the question and thinking appropriately.
You think appropriate, nigga?
I'm trying to win.
You're not getting a prize.
I'm winning.
But that okay, if you win, you get nothing. If you lose nothing. You just lost.
I'm not going to lose. That motherfucker got a good parking space. They're going down.
I hope this nigga is strapped, bro. I hope he shoot the fuck out you, dog.
You get to park at the front door, not today.
Mm-hmm. All right. You about to get some fucking service. I promise you. That nigga gonna have one of them little wheelchair shotguns. He gonna turn, boom, fall back and shit. I'm telling you.
You gonna fuck yourself up more trying to fuck me up.
Hey, bro, but he won.
I suppose.
And I promise you,
if I get hit in the right spot, now I get the good parking spot.
I'm
about to walk around like House.
Bro, you think so? That's a shotgun and a wheelchair.
All he gonna hit his kneecaps.
Yeah, and it's gonna take it off.
Good parking spot.
Okay, you think that. Niggas without legs don't get good parking spots.
They don't, because the niggas with the legs keep taking them.
Yeah, we like, no, we got real shit going on here, nigga.
I don't know how many tickets I gotta write at work because motherfuckers that's able-bodied keep taking the front door spots.
You like, hey, my nigga, I got a stutter lisp. I'm taking this spot today. I'm taking his spot.
All your disabilities are mental. Get your ass out of this parking spot.
This nigga's like, oh my God, I'm Professor Xavier. All right, so we didn't even get funny on that. We was just all dead serious because somebody said like Trump, somebody said Hitler, of course. I said George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. Them niggas was heinous as slaves. I was like, got them niggas. We went into this whole long conversation about my answers, right? And I swear on everything I love. It ended on talking about how Harriet Tubman used to knock out babies.
I remember this to keep them quiet when they were running.
Yeah. I was like, bro, how did we naturally get to this?
I mean, logically it makes sense. Ethically it's terrible.
Well, I read like not even a long time ago. I don't know how, like, I got this information a while back, but I was like, I read that she gave them opium, not knock niggas' heads off.
Nah, she was punching them niggas.
Nigga, think about how that looked when, like, y'all at nighttime, y'all wake up into this new town and it's just dangling babies. Knock the fuck out. I'm like, yo, As soon as it was like,
she just go to East Crib. Pow, pow.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Bruh, I'm telling you, bro. Got seasoned knuckles. I wouldn't fuck with her.
I would. She's smart.
No, I said I wouldn't go against her.
Oh, you talking about fight her? Absolutely not. That mindset is crazy. That's barbarian Viking shit.
I bet you she moved as fast as Wolverine. I'm cool. And then she's taking this path enough to know it for like the back of her hand.
Remember, she was the Wolverine back then. They sent Wolverine to do the unethical shit that needed to be done. I'm punching babies.
I'm telling you, bro, I bet you them bloodhounds was like, this smell like Harriet. Fuck no. Hell no. You want me to follow that craziness? Hell no, nigga.
Like we in underground tunnels. Echoes. Knock this little nigga out. He'll be fine. He may be a little off. He gonna get the good parking space.
I'm not gonna say anything about what you just said, but I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna get too far into this and say some shit I'm not supposed to.
I already did. It's too late. Nah, you get way worse.
Fighting handicapped niggas is not bad.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Pretty sure somebody got that as a YouTube page. No, I'm playing.
I need to look this up. I'm pretty sure it is. Somewhere somebody is like, today we're fighting the Down syndrome.
I would not.
No. I done seen some buff Down syndrome dudes. I'm like, yo, nah. This nigga is lifting the gym.
I was laughing so hard because it was like, this is a while ago. Somebody like, it ended up going viral. Somebody shared a video of like a Down syndrome girl who was in the gym and she looked attractive. And the first comment I saw, damn, these niggas getting updates. I was like, bruh, I'm going to tell y'all this now. If we're judged about what we posted and what we said on the internet, bruh, a lot of us are fucked.
Yep.
Absolutely
Hell,
fucked.
we're fucked for laughing at the shit.
Well, we built around laughing at traumas.
Okay.
Yeah. I laughed at somebody getting hit by a car.
Oh my God.
I laughed hard too, bro.
Wait, did they tumble?
Oh my God, yes.
See,
they went some distance. They
depending on how they get hit, that's hilarious.
Because it was just like, I knew that if like I didn't have like a camera or anything at that time, but I remember he getting hit and then he like moved back with his hands like that, and I was like, bro, if that was like on a record and he went like backwards, it would look like he was flying to the car. I was dying laughing about that shit, bro. I was dying laughing, and then like because I knew who the kid was, but I didn't like I knew him somewhat personally. And he came to school and I saw his walk, boy. Good Lord, that hurt worse. And I remember I got a referral that day. Because I was laughing that hard, bro. I missed class. Like
Y'all has got whole discipline because of laughing.
I missed class too. I was in the hallway, done, nigga, done. I laughed about that shit for like a solid like 15 minutes. And between classes like 5 minutes, I was still out there. I was laughing. So I went in the bathroom. I put some water on my face and still kept laughing. I only gotten 2 referrals in my entire school life.
In elementary school, I got them shits all the time.
And I got that shit because I remember it was like I was in 4th grade and it was like I lived by a lot of people on Section 8, so we was cool as a bitch. And then it was like, hey, bro, we're gonna like in the summertime. It was like we're gonna do something cool when school start. I was like, what? Anytime a new kid come around, we got to fight them. Everybody get a chance. We won't bank them. It's just one person fight. Next time, that person fight. Next time, that person fight. It's my turn this time. And I remember nigga was taller than me too, so I was like, thank God. I ain't trying to fight nobody shorter than me. And he walked up, and I was like, hey, nigga, you think you can beat a 4th grader? He said, shit, I just beat a 6th grader. I was like, nigga, let's go. Bruh, won't even close.
You won?
Yeah. I was like, won't even close. Because he didn't know how to fight. But you said you just beat a 6th grader, so I came at you a little bit too much. And then when I remember, because when I knocked him down, he just stayed and just was like not trying to fight anymore. And I was just like, then the bus came around. I was like, bro, get up, my nigga. We put the book bag on, got on the bus. He went to the office and told the vice principal, right? So there was like, they called me into the office. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? I did nothing wrong today.
Today.
My gosh. So I go to the office and the vice principal was just like, hey, we're not going to suspend you, but you're going to get a referral for fighting on school grounds. I was like, what? You mean me, not my older brothers. Me.
So you snitching?
I was just like, nah, because my older brother, man, he got in so much shit. He got expelled so many times. He had to go to the one of the little high schools where like all the bad kids was at. And he got expelled from that.
How the fuck you get expelled from the school for bad kids? You are a piece of shit.
So that's why I was like, you talking about me? They was like, yes, you. I was like, okay. Who did I fight? It was like, you fought at the bus stop. I was like, that's not school grounds, bitch. I was like, I literally can make it home before the bus get here. Ain't no fucking way that's school grounds. It was like, no, the bus stop is considered school grounds. So we give you a referral. We're gonna call at home. We're gonna call your mom. Nigga, terrified. I remember getting on the bus, sitting on the back, and then all the niggas pulled up, like from my neighborhood. They was like, what the fuck wrong with you, nigga? I said, pull that shit, I got a referral. They was like, from this morning? I was like, yeah. They was like, we got this, nigga. We get off the bus. That nigga knew what time it was. He got off the bus and took flight. All 4 of them niggas chased him down, stomped this nigga out. And I walking right past him. I was like, shit, nigga, I'm about to get it worse than you. My mom about to beat the shit out of me.
Got this behemoth at home.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I got fucking Brock Lesnar doing dishes. I'm like, I'm fucking terrified. So I get to the crib, and then for some reason, it was like nighttime because Mom Dukes didn't get to the crib till like 4:30, but she had another job, so she would get home at like 7 afterwards. So it was just like a part-time job. She got home then. She went straight to her room because she was tired. I'm in the living room watching TV, and then something told me just to look outside, and I see him and his mama walking to the front door.
Oh, shit.
I was like, oh my God, I'm done. So I went to the bathroom and locked the door. So my older brother came, opened it up. She was like, yeah, who the fuck you think you is? You think you a big kid now? You gonna fight my son? And he was like, what? I said, yeah, no, fuck you. So he ended up closing the door, walking outside. And I could still hear it. She was like, yo, who the fuck you think you is? She's like, yeah, you gonna beat my son? He was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I didn't fight nobody today. Why is everybody blaming me for shit? I was like, all right, bro, about to take off. I'm like, let me go outside. I go out there. Soon as I open up the front door, he pointed at me.
So he's snitching now.
Yeah, he pointed at me. And his mama looked at me, because it was complete size difference. This nigga was like, for that time, I know y'all can't tell, but he was probably like that taller than me.
Who?
Complete size difference.
Brother?
No, that nigga, the kid.
Oh, he was that bit much taller than you?
Yeah.
That's like a good foot.
Yeah, he was taller. He still, that nigga like 6'4" now.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, so sure enough, his mama looked at me, looked at him, and then gave him the hardest mushes I've ever seen. She said, you lost to this nigga. Normally, I'd have got offended by that shit. But I didn't want this bitch, I didn't want my mama to hear her. So I was just like, I won't fight him again. They was like, no, next time you gonna fight this motherfucker. You gonna come on here and tell on this motherfucker. And I just hear them. She literally, and I remember going like by the street, like she walking this nigga home. You hear, she was like, damn.
Black parents are so abusive.
She was black and Samoan.
That makes it 10 times worse.
Them hits was hurting.
She is huge. Hefty hawk bitch.
And then the next day, his sister showed up.
Was she a hefty hawk bitch as well?
Bad. All 3 of them, nigga. Bad. Fine than a motherfucker. Fine ass shit. I was just like, I don't hit women, so I'm just gonna get my ass whooped.
Did you?
No, they didn't do nothing.
Why did they come around then?
They came around to say something to me. The oldest though, she was the reasonable one, because she was just like, hey, why did y'all fight? I asked him, could he beat a 4th grader? And he said, yeah, so then I wanted to fight him. She was just like, all right, now, that's not real good behavior. She was like 16 at this time, too. All of us was in, they was all in high school, except for their younger brother and me. She was reasonable as fuck. And I was like, damn, bruh, she fine than a motherfucker. I was like, I hope she fight me.
Oh, she fight me.
I'm telling you, bro.
You idiot.
She was so fine. But I think now that I think about it, that's probably the reason why I like Samoan women now, because of the sisters.
She had that much of an impact on you?
They all three of them were extremely beautiful. I'll give it, if I'm giving a real solid like grading, all three of them were like easily like 7.5s. That's all collective. Like the sister, the oldest, 9. Everybody in the school wanted her.
Just imagine you beat his ass and then fuck his sister.
Yeah, if I was a little bit older, that'd have been an option. I'm telling you, bro. But nah, I wouldn't.
That's so insulting.
She was extremely, extremely beautiful. All the other ones was like the shortest one. If I'm being real, I thought she was close to me. I was definitely gonna try her, but she was high school also. I was in elementary. I'm just in 4th grade and found women attractive. That's how fine they were.
You know, I didn't really know our audience was that heavily into smoking.
Nigga, it was obvious.
I owe y'all an apology. My bad, niggas. I just posted that shit within 24 hours. It was 67 comments of, I'm rolling up right now. And one nigga said, y'all take my bong with me to work. Huh?
I'm like, they allow that?
Apparently, nigga, I don't know. Somebody else in the YouTube comments pulled up and was like, wow, all the comments just people saying they smoke and listen to y'all. Like, you're new here.
Welcome.
I
laughed in one of the comments. It was like, waking up to a Newport is crazy work.
I was a different person in my 20s. My bad.
I'm about to say, I did too.
I smoked a pack of Newports a day. I was a different person in my 20s. I grew up.
Stop quitting is responsible, but I know niggas.
I started to care about my life.
Nigga, I know
that's responsible.
I know niggas in their 80s that still smoke.
They don't care about their life.
Shit. I always use this. When I was in the military, I remember our first shirt, this nigga was a bitch ass nigga. He used to always try niggas, always get in your face, try you. I remember we did a squadron run. This nigga was just like, y'all need to keep up. Heart attack. Gotcha, bitch. I was like, yeah. And you know what's so bad? We all just kept running.
Oh my God.
Because when you do a squadron run, you got like a lead. And then if anybody like can't make the run, they got like a little follow van that all them niggas go to. I ain't never fall out. Fuck that. I have my fucking, I got fucking asthma. I got hole in my lungs, all this bullshit. I would never stop. I'll throw up before I do that shit. You ain't put me in that bitch van. That nigga fell right by the hospital. He was like, all right, he'll make it. Kept it moving.
He's already here. Fuck it.
Kept it moving. They were like, flight, halt. Y'all didn't see that body.
Y'all ain't shit.
Bruh, because he tried niggas all the time. I couldn't stand that shit. Because I remember my homeboy from Mississippi, he said, oh, you Mississippi, huh? I don't like Mississippi dudes. Y'all think y'all smart. I was like, this your first Mississippi person you meeting. The fuck is your problem? Like when I got in trouble for buying I think like 7 cases of 24 of beer. Mm-hmm. And we had such a good fucking party that night. Nigga got stabbed. That was a great fucking party. And then they asked, it was like, who bought all the liquor? All the alcohol? I was like, I did. Man, that nigga tried to try me, but I was like, nigga, I'm already in trouble, so
I'm already in trouble. Fuck it.
Because he was trying to go for more than what I was supposed to get.
I mean, if they don't like you.
He don't like anybody. He just wants to seem like a hard ass.
Oh.
And then you have a heart attack running across the street. Oh, bitch ass nigga. He said, if I see you on the street, it's going to be a whole different issue, nigga.
Is it?
No, I don't know where he at now. I don't even know if he made it because first shirt's still supposed to be the first shirt of the squadron. We didn't see him after that.
I was gonna ask, y'all ain't see him no more after that?
Damn. That nigga was gone. Yo, gone.
That nigga got a dishonorable out this bitch for
Heart
being
did.
a bitch.
Heart took him out. That nigga hit the ground. Somebody short ass was like, Goku.
That nigga on.
And it's so crazy. I was behind, so I didn't see if he was holding his chest first.
That's crazy.
I'm like, bro,
you ain't feel that shit beforehand?
And he was like, but he tried to be tough, so he probably just was like, oh no, I ain't gonna do this shit in front of them.
That's just fuck that tough shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool. I'm not playing tough.
I would hate to die from like some shit that don't sound bad. He was like, yeah, bro, he had a heart murmur. I'm like, that don't sound scary at all.
Yes, it does.
if we was in like an adventure world and we was like, oh, we got to go to the forest and hunt murmurs. Would you be intimidated? You'd be like, nigga, what's that, a slime?
Forest fairy head ass.
Yeah, a murmur. We got to fight against a tree slime.
Oh, shit. The forest of murmurs.
Yeah. Like I'd be scared to die in like a pool that I can stand up in.
Yeah, that's some bitch shit.
Yeah.
It was 3 feet of water, nigga. What happened?
He was like, bro, I panicked hard.
That shit goes up to your knees. Ah, I can't swim. Stand up.
Bro, real shit. Real shit. Like, think about if you get in like a horrible fucking accident. If I die from that, they were like, yeah, he was a thug. But what if like you was doing some shit and you like turned your head and hit something and the airbag take your ass out? You were like, damn, bruh. This nigga died to a cushion? You know, of course I know this that should come out with force.
All right, say what?
I remember my brother got in an accident, boy. His whole arm was burnt.
From the airbag?
Yeah.
Whew.
That nigga was like, bro, I just be fucking up. I don't want to hear that shit, nigga. Drive better.
How you get road rash in the car?
No, I ain't gonna even lie. I've only feared for my life like twice ever in my life. This one was recent, but I remember I went to my dad's house and he was just like, cause it's my other brother's birthday and I ain't feel like driving. My brother was like, bro, I'm already up there, bro. I'll come get you. That was the scariest drive I've ever been on in my entire life. Never had that happen to me before. Was
the drive that bad?
Yes.
Can that nigga not drive?
He just like extremely aggressive. Like he one of them niggas that like get like, cause the drive there wasn't bad cause it was no traffic. It was the traffic drive that scared me. Because he'll get like right up on a nigga and then hard go to the next lane. Like
he one of those.
He flying stopped cars and you force your way into the next lane to kind of like, you see that car slowing down, you zoom in. Like regular, I'm like, calm the fuck down, bro. Put on a beat, nigga. Let's freestyle in the car. I'm scared, nigga. Stop. And the sad shit about it is, you know, the family's in the car. And then all the kids looking down. I'm like,
I don't want to see my death coming.
No.
That is so crazy.
No.
Nah, I hate that type of driver. I'm not driving in a car with you.
And the other time, it was mainly because, I think I told this on the pod already, but it was mainly like because I was flying to another country and I fell asleep. And I was on a Spirit flight. He dunked that bitch. Like, when he hit the tarmac, nigga, it was just boom!
Oh, shit.
Now, that scared me up. But it was the lady who was screaming at the top of her lungs. I thought we were dying.
Wait.
I see road, bitch. Calm down.
Hold on. You've been to war.
Yeah.
And those are the 2 times?
Yeah. Well, if I'm being real, bro, when I first got over there, I was nervous. But when you train with enough motherfuckers, then you know somebody got your back, you good.
I must be a bitch. No.
You think that training helps, nigga.
Ain't no amount of training gonna stop a bullet.
Well, no, like they really, not now anymore, but you know, they really forcefully put you in situations where you be nervous and panicked. Cause I remember the first day I got over Iraq, we had to stay on the tarmac an extra hour because they was like, oh, we're under attack. You know, we can't move y'all right now. You know, we'll get it started later. Nigga, we got to the dorms, that place got attacked. I was like, nigga, if we got here on time, we'd be gone.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was I was nervous then. But after you wake up to explosions every day, nigga, that shit is nothing. Now you just guessing where it hit.
I never want to be that hardened.
Yeah, I was not hardened, my nigga. Not at all. I just was like, bro, I gotta get over this.
I see why you the way you are now. This nigga like, nah, fuck them missiles in Austria. I'm going. Oh no! This nigga is crazy.
Fuck it. No, if I'm being honest, I don't think I'm crazy. I've met crazy. Like, it was like 2 white dudes that I met in the military that I was just like, I would not want to get on their bad side.
They were that bad?
Yeah, they were crazy. They was crazy. I remember it was like, I said Komodo dragon, but it was something they just called over there was dubs. Because it's in the desert, and if you throw water on it, it'll freeze because it's hot as a bitch there, and you just get freezing water. Them niggas kept that as a pet. They kept camel spider as a pet. Them niggas were just off to me.
Yeah, I don't trust people who keep exotic quote unquote pets. I'm good. That's something off about you.
And then when it died, they started using it for prank. Not the dub, that didn't die. The camel spider died. They just started using it for pranks. Like you just be playing the game and they'll just throw it on you.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, so you keep that shit in your pocket. You keep a dead,
that's
big
crazy.
ass spider fucking thing in your pocket.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Nah, I'm like, that's a little off to me.
That's more than a little off.
And then the other one, he wasn't really really crazy. He was just like the first white person I knew how to play spades. I was like, something's off here. I was like, wait. I was like, no.
So this week we watched episodes, was it 85
86.
or 86 to 95? Dragon Ball Z. Close to that finish line now.
I'm going to be real with you, bro. This ain't my favorite 10, but I already told you Namek was my favorite saga. This is a good example of why.
Yeah, this really encapsulates why Namek Saga is so infamous.
Like, my thing was, I watched like Power Rangers, but Dragon Ball Z, from my opinion, it for some reason in my mind is the thing that created transformations for me.
I could definitely see that. Because it came out of nowhere. You weren't expecting that. When Vegeta kept saying Super Saiyan, it's like how Piccolo is a Super Namekian. There's no change, though.
Yeah,
he's just
even
stronger.
I'll say this. It was even before that, because when we seen Frieza, we seen him and he was still outclassing everybody in the weakest form he was in. I accepted that was Frieza. So then when Vegeta said, oh yeah, nigga, I heard you got another transformation. I'm like, what? The first transformation they did, they made him even more menacing. They built him, even got taller. Then it had the ugly one with the long ass head. And then you got, that is the perfect look for Frieza.
Yes.
Because how his personality is, that look fits it perfectly.
It really was like the perfect, like, it's menacing and still like
sleek, smooth.
Yeah,
like,
it encapsulates his personality.
And that was the beginning of me thinking transformation came from DBZ. And then with Goku. You know what's so crazy? Growing up, I'm going to go back into subject matter. I always thought Supersonic did it first. Because Dragon Ball Z aired Super Saiyan in 91. We didn't get it till 2001. And Sega Genesis Sonic 2 was 92.
Wait, so did they not do it in the Sonic cartoon?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Super Sonic first showed in Sonic 2, and you had to do a code.
Yes, you did.
But Dragon Ball Z was 91. I didn't even know that. I looked it up before I came here. But nah, all right, we're going to start off because we ended off with Vegeta getting bounced off of fucking pillars. I said pillars, off of fucking mountains.
Frieza's practicing his combos.
Yeah.
He's like, I finally got a durable punching bag.
Bruh, that's crazy.
He was throwing all types of combinations in the same spot.
And then Goku finally shows up, and Vegeta, bro, I always questioned his durability.
Who, Vegeta's?
Yeah, until then.
There was no questioning it. He held out for a long time. Mm-hmm. Didn't die, actually, at all. He was laying there. He didn't die, though. He was still holding up. Mm-hmm. Could still talk and everything.
Yeah, he was talking cash shit. He was like, yeah, my nigga, I was lying the whole time. That's the Super Saiyan right there, nigga.
Frieza's like, how many times are you gonna say fucking Super Saiyan?
Vegeta got us. He's like, you gotta worry now, Frieza. You don't know why? Planet Vegeta got a new Saiyan. He a bad motherfucker. Did you kill his best friend? His hair turned gold, glitter. How Goku walks up to it, because he was just like, hey, y'all know the routine. Y'all waited for me. Y'all live. Matter of fact, that's crazy. That's the first time I seen y'all niggas not beat up in the battlefield.
Why you have to say it like that?
Welcome to the standing niggas.
He's like, the first time I showed up on the battlefield and y'all weren't on the ground.
He was just like, bro, okay. We need to jump this nigga. He's like, nah, this me. Y'all held out. Y'all did good. It's time for me to do
By
it.
this point, they should know when Goku shows up, he just wants to fight on his own. Like, y'all have experienced this 2 other times at this point. Maybe 3 if we count Dragon Ball. I can't remember what happens in Dragon Ball, but in Dragon Ball Z, it's been 2 other times now that Goku shows up and tells y'all to stay the fuck out the way now.
Now, granted, they saw the threat. You barely beat Ginyu.
Who barely beat Ginyu? Goku?
Mm-hmm.
Only because of body change shit. He had Ginyu.
Barely.
He had Ginyu.
He had Ginyu by like, what, 20,000 power level?
That's enough to make a difference.
That's true, but he put paws on you too. So, nigga, you barely beat Ginyu. His second form was over 1 million.
True.
Ginyu was, you was 150,000 at that time. My nigga. Let's jump him. Then that nigga had the little aura going around him. I ain't gonna even lie. when he put up his finger, and you just see Krillin and go. Well, Krillin said, "Watch out!" Jump. Piccolo just stood there like, "What the fuck is wrong with this nigga, bro?" These both of them. I'll tell you this now. Gohan is a perfect example of being who the fuck you around. I don't know if I said this already, but he was around Krillin a little bit too much, and he became a little coward.
He was around Krillin for over a month.
Now, I say he's a coward, but Gohan was always ready to jump in. I give him that.
Every single form.
Yeah, every single form, bro. He went at him.
He just ready to jump in that bitch.
So them niggas dispersed. Goku was Heisman in those motherfucking beams.
I like how at first I was always of the mindset that people just throw ki blasts out there, whatever. But between Frieza and Vegeta, it shows the difference in ki manipulation. Because Frieza's ki blasts are always more compact and concise and precise and deadly as fuck versus Vegeta, who is more like just throwing shit out there. And that's why I also like I don't know why Frieza has always said, I don't train. That's a lie. I can tell just by how you manipulate ki and your telekinetic abilities. You've done some type of training somewhere. All throughout the fight with Goku, you see on full display his ki manipulation and his telekinetic abilities.
He probably trained young and then got really fucking good and just didn't train anymore.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But he's talking about, I've never trained at all. That's a lie.
I don't remember him saying that specifically, but I do know what you're talking about. I know he said he didn't train. If he said not at all, that's crazy. I know you're lying.
Yeah, but I just love how compact his ki, like, cause those little shots that he threw at Goku killed Vegeta and dismantled Piccolo.
And it's so crazy. They was so fast that they couldn't naturally see them.
And Goku was still smacking them bitches away. Mm-hmm. And even when they was doing it, Frieza was like, he smacked them away and deflected them in a way to keep them from hitting his friends. This nigga's different.
It was like, yo, it's so crazy because Frieza was complimenting him a lot.
Yeah, he was very like, no, this is a different type of warrior right here. I've never seen a Saiyan like this before. As always, Vegeta saying, he's a Super Saiyan. I will say, I said last week that I felt like Vegeta only was doing all of that little crying shit to motivate Goku. But when I looked at it again, I was like, no, he actually is feeling something here.
Mm-hmm. I like how King Kai explained it. He was like, yo, this is the first time his heart opened.
Like, he really was.
And Yamcha is savage. Vegeta's crying? That's whack. I was like, damn, I used to use that word.
You've been the first one to die every occasion. Shut your ass up.
Didn't cry about it.
Because you died.
Yeah, didn't have a chance to.
You wouldn't have lasted that beat down from Frieza. I can guarantee you that.
He would have disintegrated.
You would have got hit one time and died.
Mm-hmm. He'd have hit you with his tail and you would have been evaporated.
Turned to fucking paste on the ground. But yeah, Vegeta gives him the sob story. And I just like how, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but I like how Vegeta tries to make himself seem all innocent and shit. As if you weren't out there conquering shit with your father. Y'all were going crazy.
Well, they were kind of forced.
Beforehand, they were still doing it just to do it.
His dad, King Cole, ran them niggas. And then he raised a child to do it next. Think about King Cole. He was a gentleman tyrannical. Frieza was tyrannical, nigga.
He was.
All capital letters.
I really wish
in cursive.
I really wish they gave us like more backstory on Frieza and Erase and how they all really got like dominated the universe.
They probably, well, it wasn't his race particularly, was it?
I don't know because you don't even get details on their race. All we ever know of that's canon anyway is King Code and Frieza.
They probably like Lobo'd their own race. Like they found out they were strong and they just wiped out their whole race and then Dipset.
I wouldn't be surprised how savage they are.
Mm-hmm.
You got the nerve to call Saiyans savages. Look at what you do.
Well, let's be real. He blow up planets drinking wine. That's kind of classy.
Classy savage.
Mm-hmm. He be using planet dust as ice. That nigga's hard, bro.
Yo, the way they started that fight was so crazy, though. But them niggas started clashing. They can't even see the fight.
The clashing of their punches. This wasn't even beams. The clashing of their punches sent bodies flying. Like, bruh, just the fucking pressure of that sent Bulma to a different part of the planet.
That happened to her like 3 times.
My nigga. That shit's ridiculous.
Them niggas were thumping.
So this tells you that Goku changes how he fights and he uses anything to his advantage. When they was in the mushroom cloud and he was shooting laser beams from his eyes, he figured out that he couldn't sense power levels. So Goku did a double Kamehameha underwater, made him stay and use them as torpedoes.
And then double kicked his ass so hard into the ground, it created another mushroom cloud. And Frieza survived that shit. Goku was like, what the fuck is this nigga?
Bro, I ain't gonna even lie. I remember watching this shit as a kid. When they were fighting, he did a move to kind of distract Goku, and then he caught Goku in a trap to surround him with that yellow energy.
Yeah, that was when he threw the fucking island at him.
Oh, that shit was hard.
Yeah.
It was stupid of Goku to take an island to the face.
It was. That's
and then
stupid.
He Sephiroth through that shit, and then just goes up, dashes through that shit, look up, Frieza's there.
He playing ping pong with his stupid ass.
Bruh, this nigga was hitting him down, using him as like a volleyball and saving it like he Nishinoya. That shit was hard as a bitch.
Can't let it hit the ground, it'll blow up. Ping, 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 ping.
And just like how you said, ain't no fucking way that you didn't train for you to know that if it hits anything but me, it'll blow up. You have to train that, or at least try the move. That's still a form of training.
I think ki is directly tied to how, or your ability to manipulate ki is tied to how strong you are with telekinesis. So that tells me he is very precise with ki control in order to be, from what I can remember anyway, Frieza's probably the best telekinetic in the show.
Nigga, the best example of that shit is when he broke all that fucking rock down and had it spinning around him. I thought he just launched it at Goku. No, he got it surrounding Goku, and Goku had to fight. Like, he didn't fight for his life, but this nigga just kept like him in a circle of just rocks going.
Even Goku was like, damn, this nigga is good at telekinesis. He's doing all this with his mind.
And I ain't gonna even lie, I laughed so hard at this part. I think this was before, because it was like they fought a little bit, and then it was at one point Goku lost where Frieza was, but he was getting anxious, so he couldn't like sense his power level. And it just reminded me of like, I had so many jokes, I'm not gonna go into it, but when he was just like looking around, he's like, busted! I thought so many jokes on that one.
Wait, now I need to know the jokes.
It was like, because back when I was a kid, it was like, let's be real, a girl can brush past you when you almost there. So I was like, girl, go into your ear and be like, I live du fromage. Busted! Busted! After that, because he ends up knocking him around, then he finally hits him to the ground or some shit, then he blew up. That was the first like damage that you've seen from Goku, because his outfit was tore up. He took off his gi, and then that's when Frieza was just like, hey, bro,
I'll let you decide where you want to fight. Goku said, on the ground, nigga, you are too good in the air.
Yeah, bro. He said, I'm a ground guy right now.
Piccolo,
and that's when he
even Piccolo was like, yeah, he told him to go to the ground because he's beating his ass in the air. Goku is not nearly as adjusted to air fight as Frieza is. Took him to the ground, said, all right, I'm gonna put my hands away. I'm gonna beat your ass with my feet.
I'm gonna tell you this now, though. That first clean hit was the tail.
Yes.
Because his dumb ass didn't think about that tail being a weapon.
Yeah, that Frieza was beating his ass with that tail too. The whole fight. That's why I keep saying, how much training has he actually done to use all of his extremities that way? To confidently put his arms away and just use feet and tails.
He probably just a natural prodigy, bro.
Could be.
Shit, that nigga just probably thinks of something and tries it and it works.
And it works because he's beating his ass.
And so these niggas are stomping. At one point, bro, I laughed so hard in it because he was still had his arms wrapped. He grabbed him by the tail. Goku grabbed that shit. He said, is that me, Musty? He was like, God
He's
damn.
like, nah, I was just in the healing tank. I should not be that bad.
Hell no. He threw that nigga. And then when he threw him, this was hard. Because he threw him, then he teleported to where he was at. Like, because he threw Frieza from his tail. He flew to teleport, and then he was going to hit him. Frieza noticed that shit. Teleports behind him. Whips him with the tail. Goku grabs it again. He was like, nigga, that's you out this bitch humming. He said, my nigga, you smell homeless. What the fuck is wrong with you?
How long were you sitting in that goddamn wheelchair unbathed, nigga?
You smell like burnt moose. Like, bro, hell no.
Funky ass.
You ain't never heard of a shower?
right?
He said, what's a shower? He's like, nigga, like, to make yourself smell better, all I do is charge up. You just burning funk? He was like, oh, hell no.
Nah, powering up kills the germs. It don't kill the odor.
Fuck no, bro.
This shit still stink, nigga.
Fuck no, bro.
What the fuck are you talking about?
He was like, my nigga, this shit hurts.
No wonder you kept beating everybody else's ass. They couldn't get around close enough to you.
I thought that was your telekinetic powers. Hell no.
You
nigga.
levitating rocks from odor, nigga?
Yeah, you funkified, my nigga. Funky as a bitch. You wanging.
Oh my God.
You're just like, bro, I thought I was out here bad.
All right? Funky
Like,
ass.
Hell nah, bro. Your funk burned your clothes off.
That's how you broke through that sand armor.
Yeah.
It wasn't you powering up. That shit oozed off of you.
You put your armpits up. Them bitches shot out and became weapons.
Nigga lift his arms up for the first time in the saga and tore through sand armor. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
That shit's wild. I bet you Frieza spaceship is humming.
Everybody on that bitch is unbathed.
That's why nobody go to his room.
Besides Zarbon.
Mm-hmm. The Zarbon's too scared.
Right.
And once you're around funk enough, you don't smell it no more.
Till you come back.
He's always on Frieza's side.
Yep.
So
like, I'm gonna just get adjusted to this, so I ain't gotta worry about it no more. Fuck that. Let's hope we don't go outside no time soon, because when we come back, I'm gonna smell it all over again.
Bro, that shit's horrible, bro.
Frieza get pissed off. Like, how dare you insult me like that? Wraps his tail around this nigga's face. Who has the instinct? Like, people have made jokes about this when I said that Goku doesn't have an original attack. Bite is, after just saying that this nigga stink, you still got a taste of him anyway. Yeah, all sayings are sick niggas.
Bro,
yo.
nah, he was about to die.
True.
Because think about it, bro. His tail is wrapped around your neck and you're holding your breath. Ooh. So once it wrapped around your neck, you already short of breath. He bit the fuck out his tail. Bro, because he bit that tail, he started blowing that shit. Goku kicked him hard.
Yeah.
That jump said, whang! I was like, it made that sound?
Started wearing this nigga down, forced him to use his arms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then he stuck Goku in the face and he was just like, oh, so you are going to use your hands. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I'm done with that shit now.
He's like, the bet's off. And so is me playing with you now. I've only been using a fraction of my power. And now it's time to show you what fraction, how much more I got.
And it's so crazy, bro, because the first move he did, he flew at, like, nigga, you were like from here to across the street. And then you just flew into me with your elbow to my nose.
Broke that shit.
Done.
Goku was bleeding out his nose for the rest of the fight.
Mm-hmm. And then, I like how you brought this up earlier with the beams. He started catching Goku with that shit. Mm-hmm. Shot him in it. Shoulder, knee, shoulder. It was fucking...
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Knees and toes his ass. He was toying with Goku. He's like, I have my fun and now I'm going to have some more. Bruh. I have to embarrass you to show you that you may have been the strongest fighter I've fought so far, but you still ain't shit.
See, now, originally, Frieza said that he was going to not use his arms because he didn't want you to think that I was fighting my hardest when I kill you. This is a freaking compliment in itself that I went to 50% and I'm using my hands now. Mm-hmm. He started fucking Goku up, and then in the other world, you see King Kai just like all worried, and these dumbass niggas, like Tim was like, oh, don't worry, he hasn't been using Kaioken at all. Yeah, it's your move. He's good. Chelsea.
You're right, Tien.
King Kai said, will you shut up? He been using that bitch the whole time.
And it's still getting beat.
It was one time Frieza was going, like, soon as Goku was going Kaioken, Frieza already punched him.
Yep.
I'm like, bro, you don't even get enough chance to get into it like naturally. You got a good hold
the
over your
aura
power.
wasn't even fully on display before he punched his ass in his shit and stopped it.
This nigga said KO fucking him up.
That nigga was like Chris Tucker and Rush Hour. Which one of y'all hit me? It's only one of them.
He was like, bro, the closest nigga that could have hit you is way the fuck over there with your child. If you touch me again, Piccolo, I'ma fuck you up. It ain't me.
There's only one person fighting you, dog.
Now you stretched your big ass arm around here. I know you did that. No, you scared of Frieza right now.
Why have I felt punches in 7 different directions?
Bro, and if you notice this, at one point when he realized he couldn't do anything to Frieza, that was the first time you seen Goku slightly intimidated.
Yes, he was actually scared. He's like, what in the fuck am I going to do? He is a threat to the universe. I have to do something.
He said, bro, is it really nothing I can do against this nigga? And then he kept getting worked. And then he was just like, bro, I'm the last line of defense. Like,
I'm not even a fraction of his power.
Now, I had to think about this for a second because he did say like the ending of this fight will dictate how the universe is gonna be, and I was just like, well, if you win, nothing's gonna happen. And I was like, well, if you didn't win, he's gonna fuck up the universe. So yes,
I said this before. He was gonna make his way to Earth eventually, especially because Nell snitched. He was gonna make his way to Earth. He was gonna fuck up Earth.
well, they were saying Earthlings a lot.
Who?
So because you got
the other Namekians.
yeah, like them niggas, and you got to think about it. All them niggas had scouters on. I'm pretty sure they heard it. It wasn't really useful information. So
the whole planet is full of snitching ass niggas.
Basically.
Yeah, he was going to make his way to Earth and possibly... He lost all of his best forces. He was going to have to recollect somewhere. He was going to travel the universe, and if he didn't get what he wanted, he was destroying your planet. And he was going to go on a fucking rampage throughout the universe again.
And even in the movie, when he was trying to rebuild his team on the Broly movie, on the newest one, when he was trying to rebuild his forces, he said, I need y'all to go out there and you find anybody with power level over 5,000, bring them. So, yeah, that's how he would have rebuilt it.
Yeah.
And we go on to Earth.
Exactly. Actually, he said it was 1,000. There are plenty of people, or not plenty, but all the Z Warriors have power levels over 1,000. If there were any of them, which actually, I'm lying, because if Goku had lost, none of them would have been there anyway. There were no more Z fighters on Earth at that time.
That's why I said the stakes were so high, because you remember before he turned Super Saiyan, when he shot Piccolo, that was it.
Yeah, that was gonna be it. Like Piccolo, honestly, was the last line of defense, at least for Dragon Balls anyway.
And it's so crazy because Piccolo even brought this shit up. He was like, "Damn, bro, King Kai was right. He told us to avoid this nigga."
Y'all ain't fucking listen. You told Gohan, wish you to fucking Namek. You're an idiot. I said this before. He should have just went to Earth and stayed there.
Pick Dane and Piccolo's.
I'm aware, but think for once. What he thinks. I'm being unfair. Think this time.
I'm telling you, bro.
They need the Dragon Balls. Why are you going to the biggest threat in the universe? Go home.
He thinks that, if I'm being real, he thought that he would be effective. If he would have never found Nail, you'd have went over there and got dog walked by the second form.
Yes. Hell, damn near probably the first form.
I believe that.
Because I don't think he was as strong as Vegeta was when he first got on Namek. I think once he absorbs Nail, he was obviously more powerful, but I don't think he was as strong as Vegeta when he first got wished back to life.
I'm going to say he is. Because even though they say that it's filler episodes, all them niggas did beat Ginyu Force. Vegeta got his ass whooped by Raccoon. Raccoon lost to Yamcha.
It's just so embarrassing.
Yo, I'm going to tell you this now. I will give Yamcha his respect. For you to punch a nigga in the back and then skirt this nigga off a planet. Tough. And speaking of which, I loved how they introduced them.
Who, Ginyu Force?
Them niggas was ransacking that bitch. Beat the shit out of a monkey. You know how terrifying a monkey is? You know all those fucking stories about a monkey tearing a nigga face off?
And they beat his ass and then raided the fridge. Like, y'all are disrespectful. Y'all ain't said hello, good day, greetings, nothing. Y'all went straight to a nigga fridge.
Yo, and then I'll say this. Now that I've seen enough of their poses, the person who loved posing the most is Ginyu. Then I say Jace. The best poser? Gildo. Because Gildo, when they first did their first pose and they said it wasn't good, his was. Because he had bent over and he had the double pistols. I was like, all right, Dante. I was like, that's hard.
Do you think Ginyu likes posing the most?
Yeah.
Raccoon poses before every attack, even a single punch.
Well, Ginyu, he beat niggas' asses to pose.
Raccoon poses before everything he does.
My nigga.
This nigga says a sentence pose. Soon
as he turned in the Boma, he jumped high in the air, landed on one leg with a perfect pose with a body he wasn't used to.
Did he pose at all when he was in Goku?
Yeah, him and Jace did.
Ah, yeah. That should have been a body as soon as he's posed immediately.
Yeah. But my thing was he was a little upset. He didn't pose with the frog because, you in unfortunate circumstances. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Obama keeps getting into these side adventures of, I can't even say dumb shit because she didn't know that was Ginyu. But for her to make a translator out of nothing, thin air, like
she made a frog translator out of cranberry sauce. That's tough. There's no fucking electronics in that shit.
Exactly. Where did you get the components for that? You weren't at your ship. All you had was your bike.
She had some capsules on her.
Yeah, the one that had the bike.
You probably got like a capsule full of parts.
That shit's crazy.
She's something else.
She's fucking brilliant.
I ain't gonna even lie though. It would have freaked me out. But if I was just sitting on the planet, scared for my life, Frieza's about to kill us, and I'm like, bro, I'm about to throw up, bro. I think we about to die. I don't know where you hear ribbit. Why you getting freaky like this? I just say ribbit. I'm like, hey, what's up with this toad, bro? Get this nigga off my fucking boot. Fuck. This shit crazy. This nigga Ginyu Bulma pulled up talking shit.
He really trying to act like he was still Bulma while congratulating Frieza on whooping Goku's ass.
And then Krillin was like, hey, what the fuck is your problem? He was just like, after this, I'm gonna beat your ass. No, that's Bulma.
Yeah, she's back.
Yeah, that's Bulma. And I ain't gonna need a lie. Piccolo couldn't stand that shit. Like, it was at one point, he was like, yeah, this is an amazing fight. Piccolo said, who the fuck are you?
And this was without him actually really having any interactions with Bulma. Still knew that won't hurt. He's like, who is this bitch, y'all? Like, Krillin, do something, please.
Do something.
You know her better than me, and I know that ain't her. Do something.
Piccolo picked up on that shit quick. And Ginyu, being quick to thinking, was looking around. He was like, I don't want these short niggas. That Namekian strong. He went straight to go to Piccolo. Everybody stunned. And it took Gohan to do that shit.
He even said, nobody else is doing nothing. It's up to me. Grab the same fucking frog. And he was the one that realized it was Bulma.
He realized before Krillin.
The 5-year-old comes to the rescue again by being the smartest in the room. Yeah. Or at this point, the smartest on the fucking planet.
I'll give Gohan credit because I wasn't when we first started this entire escapade on Dragon Ball Z. Y'all know I was saying fuck that nigga. I do apologize. I was wrong. Man, I fuck with Gohan now. So going back to Frieza and Goku fighting, Goku still kind of second guessing himself, thinking he ain't gonna beat Frieza, and then out of nowhere he was just like, "Fuck this shit, bro. I really am the last line of defense."
You know what was crazy? As he was beating Goku's ass, he knocks him in the water,
and then Goku was underwater, and every time he poked his head, he shot a beam to make it so you couldn't get your breath back.
And then went again, teleported to where Goku was, and held his ass underwater. That's when Goku started hallucinating about all this shit Frieza was gonna do if he died.
He seen pictures of his family, Roshi, a burning KFC. He was like, my food, nigga? Goku gets charged up so bad. He's so fucking hard. He fucking evaporated most of the lake just so he can breathe. This nigga killed the ecosystem just so he can finish this fight. So then Goku ended up going Kaioken times 20. Shooting Frieza with a Kamehameha.
He shot everything he had at Frieza. All it did was singe his fingertips. And he just started beating Goku's ass some more.
Bruh, he hit Goku so fucking hard, half of his body was in the water and the other was out.
And beating his ass so bad, he started hallucinating again. Started hallucinating Vegeta.
I'm gonna tell you how crazy this is. For a nigga to punch you so hard, in your mind, you see a ass naked Vegeta.
With his tail back and everything.
You've never seen him as a kid. But you
never seen his dad, never seen your dad.
He was like, you gotta beat him, Goku. When I was a kid, he made me wear a tutu over my fucking gear. He said he did all this dumbass shit to me.
He made me play dress up.
He was like, bro, it was bullshit. We went to one planet. It was a state fair. I was so happy. I see these food things in the shape of an animal. He blew it up. Are you talking about animal crackers? They got names. He got mad and then he envisioned him as a full-grown Uzaru. Goku was just like, wait a minute, this is getting scary. He said, bro, I just saw an ass-naked Vegeta. He just turned Uzaru. Please don't make it an ass-naked Uzaru. Please change that shit. Then he got back into the fight.
That's when that nigga was like, we lift our hands in the sanctuary.
We lift our hands. What is he doing singing? Frieza's like, what the fuck is wrong with him?
Is he giving up? What the fuck is he doing? Goku just sitting there like this. And this lasted 2 episodes.
Bruh, even the crabs had their hands up in the water. Did you do that shit when you was a kid?
No.
You didn't send him no energy, bro?
No.
That's why it didn't work.
My bad, Goku. Like,
hey, somebody comment and tell this nigga that y'all did that shit too.
I actually want to know how many of y'all actually, when Goku was doing the spirit bomb, raise your hand to the TV. I want to know now.
I know mine worked because I passed out. No, I didn't do that. No, I didn't pass out for her. I did have my hands up though.
This nigga had a diabetic shock in that bitch or something. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he started charging up the spirit bomb. Frieza thought that he was like, nigga, you doing a water show? This is stupid. You remember every time they was just like, this spirit bomb's not enough. And you seen this like rogue energy out in space? What was that? Was that just energy coming from the other planets?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Because when they showed that, they started to show the spirit bomb getting a little bigger. Because during that time, that's when Frieza was beating the fuck out of Piccolo. And Piccolo was saying, Goku, you got to do something. Like, how much more energy do you need? And I think that's when we see, like, the little rogue shit happen. But as he's doing that, Frieza's like, I've had about enough of you. I'm beating your ass.
He teleported behind Piccolo, grabbed his shoulder meat. I keep thinking about that every time. I'm Piccolo. I'm green in this bitch.
You an idiot.
Frieza grabbing shoulder meat in this bitch. Nigga, fuck.
Yeah, Piccolo tells Gohan and Krillin give him what's left of their energy. He attempts to help Goku and doesn't land a single punch. Or like
he landed a kick.
This was so funny to me. As he's trying to distract Frieza, he throws a ki blast at Frieza's dick and then continued to throw ki blast at Frieza's dick. Frieza's like,
my nigga is nothing there. He hit him with that one beam right at his dick. Goku was like, busted.
Then teleported behind Piccolo and grabbed the fuck out his shoulder. I don't think I've ever seen something so torturous looking in my life.
Yeah, I don't think I would be okay with that either.
No, and you know shoulders for the most part, especially if you work out, are like dense. He grabbed that shit, made it look like Play-Doh.
Mm-hmm.
That shit, oh my God. Then was like, I hate hearing screaming Namekians. Kneed him in his gut and then hit him behind his head with his elbow. And was like, so much better. You are a piece of shit, sir.
Piece of shit. And then he landed by Goku. He said, how much longer you need? Not too long, my nigga. 30 minutes. What?
Frieza stood over top of Piccolo, looked at Goku and said, I'm going to finish you off in a minute. But I got to be courteous and kill this nigga first. And that's when Gohan and Krillin intervenes. Shoots a blast from both directions, which was hard.
And then Frieza was just like, you know what? I'm about to kill all y'all niggas one at a time.
By blowing up this goddamn planet.
Up this fucking planet, bro. I was like, when he shoot the spirit bomb, for real, nigga, as a kid, I thought it was over.
We all did. That was, Goku said afterwards, he collected energy from the solar system. And that spirit bomb was the size of a fucking moon.
Every living being in the solar system, he took energy from. And it shot Frieza down.
Frieza was like, he touched that shit and it was pushing him back with so much force. You see blood vessels in his eyes popping.
Yeah. And he wasn't, like, you know how usually if somebody like tries to stop a beam, it stops a little bit? No, he was moving at the continuous way the entire time. He didn't stop at an inch.
That spirit bomb has so much force, it was pushing the ocean back. That shit erupted. All them niggas said, hit the deck.
That joint said, kabloom. I was like, damn. King Cass ended up feeling it. He was like, oh, they killed Frieza. Happy day. Oh, hell yeah. Happy day.
As them niggas bouncing around the planet, fucking each other up.
Fighting again, you force. This nigga Chaozu was found in the most suspect way.
Wait, how?
Because, you know, like, and everybody was like fighting, and it goes to Chaozu and Gildo. Gildo face down, and it looked like he right behind him. I was like, bro, what was you doing to Gildo?
Wow.
Well, that was suspect as hell. I was like, Chaozu, you're a little bit too curious. We a life or death situation right now.
Right.
And then, soon as they heard that Frieza was gone, all them niggas got better.
They really did. They're like, if Goku can do it, we can do it. They start beating them niggas' asses. And you know it's so crazy. I would never thought to have done some shit like this, but Tien did. When them niggas did that little hurricane attack,
it was like, yeah, cosmic purple blast.
Such a
but no, I ain't gonna lie. This nigga Chase really had to charge up because he had his eyes closed. He was like, oh, let's do it. I was like, oh. They about to do something serious.
When they did that attack, all Tien did was power up and run into the attack.
It almost looked like it was a lower version of the Kaioken. Because you see him go red, veins go everywhere, but the energy around him was still white. Mm-hmm. He just charged into it.
And knocked them niggas into hell. And then that's when Yamcha just back blasted.
He was just like, yeah. He said, I'm going to do a move that I saw on a TV show one day, but I'm going to do a close up. That nigga went to punch him in the back. He said, shotgun. I was like, ugh.
I like how the whole time Chaozu was fighting, all he was doing was headbutts. The whole time. Until he knocked him off the planet, of course. But the whole fight with Gildo was just headbutts. Gildo, you know Mom, Ben. Why didn't you use it not once?
Hey, bro, that's what I was saying before. Chaozu probably has better, like, as good or up their telekinesis with that nigga. Who knows?
He did look at one point in time when he was fighting Chaozu, looked like he did try to do something telekinetically, and Chaozu ignored that shit and just headbutted him.
And he might not have like more ki, but he probably has more control over telekinesis than him, maybe.
Maybe.
So
none of it is ever explained. So well,
It go back to the planet, and you see Krillin and Gohan, and they flying around, bro. It was nothing but water on that planet.
yeah, they destroyed every piece of landscape there was.
They flying, and then they was just like, bro, where the fuck is Goku and Piccolo?
They notice. They see Piccolo green ass popping out the water and grabs Goku out of the water as well. Both of them niggas just sitting on the landscape like, oh my God, fuck, we did it.
It was like, oh, they're here, yeah. They flew over there. I laughed so hard at Gohan because that dialogue didn't need to happen. He was like, Piccolo, what's up, Gohan? Nothing. I was like, bro.
Nigga broke the fourth wall, looked at us and smiled.
Yeah.
Nigga, we don't care.
I cared as a kid. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was hyped. He's like, no. I was like, Krillin, what the fuck happened? We forgot about Bulma. Nigga, don't scare me like that, bruh.
She's more scary than Frieza until that nigga actually saw Frieza. Then he was like, I was like, that 90s ass sound effect.
And I was like, Bulma got you like that, my nigga? And then Piccolo was just like, why are you so scared? That nigga looked over and he was like, my God.
Frieza is so powerful. He withstood the attack from an entire solar system, and all it did was break off a piece of his tail. That was it. That is crazy.
And then Frieza was just like, y'all done pissed me off a little bit too much.
That's when he started going for death blows. He was like, I've had enough of y'all. I don't know what other tricks y'all got in y'all sleeve, and I don't want to know. It's time to kill.
Shit almost got to Goku. He didn't even have any time to react. I don't even think he saw it.
I don't think so either. By that point, this nigga couldn't stand on his own.
This nigga said, Goku, pushed that nigga out the way, took that shit in the chest. Boy.
The second time Piccolo has sacrificed himself, knowing that he is a fucking basically Kami.
And then you just see King Kai looking all scared. It's like, what's up, man? What's going on? He's like, poor Piccolo. He's like, but you said he killed that nigga. And then as soon as he was just like, that shit was over, he's like, poor Piccolo. They had the hardest album cover for like 5 seconds. Then it switched back. And then you see Goku getting a little upset.
Oh, yeah, he was starting to get pissed. He's like, Frieza, you son of a bitch. He's like, I ain't done yet. I'm killing everybody here. And he really won't waste no time. Went for Krillin immediately.
He said, Frieza, stop this.
Let that nigga off like a firework. Just imagine blowing up from the inside, which means you're feeling the explosion happen in you before it gets out of you. That is,
And it's so, like, it's so many versions I've seen. I just heard Goku, but then I seen the one, he was like, help me. I was like, oh, that hurt worse.
Yeah, that hurts way worse.
Like, bro, you know you're gonna die. All you can say is help me. You don't even care where it's coming from.
Yeah, that's just devastating.
Soon as you see Goku start getting mad, pause that shit off of Crunchyroll. I went straight to YouTube.
And looked up the dub. I mean the Ocean dub.
Yep. No, it wasn't Ocean. Ocean's I didn't fuck with it. It was the animation because it was like 2001 Dragon Ball Z Funimation one. I was like, yes. I love whoever did the music for that was tough because the first time you just hear the music like down 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 down. Soon as he first time flashed, it was just like the person who was conducting the music got confused. Because it was like, dun, 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 dun. I was like,
He was like, what is happening right now?
bruh. Only person who witnessed it was Frieza and Gohan.
Just imagine, like, even when they were, before all of this happens, when they're just watching Goku and Frieza fight initially, even Piccolo is like, we're the only witnesses to this in the universe. We're watching possibly the greatest fight in history, and we're the only three that's witnessing this. So imagine being the only two people to witness Super Saiyan in the last 1,000 years. This is a history-making moment right here.
I bet you after that, he admired the fuck out of his pops. Because you kept hearing Vegeta talking about Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan. Just like when Piccolo showed up, the name of the episode was Super Namek. And just like how you said earlier, never changed. He just glowed a little bit.
Yeah.
And he had two voices. That's it. Nigga. He was charging up so hard, his whole face had like crazy veins.
And his pupils weren't there.
But it was at one time when he was just charging up, when he's like, I won't let you get away with this. The screen went a little backwards, and you see him just charging, it looked like he had like a maniacal smile. I was just like, I know that's not what it is. He just, it's just the angle. And that nigga said, right. Nigga, veins disappeared when the energy hit. And if you watch the Funimation one, so it's just like, you seen that show on the end? It's like, I loved that music. I already thought that Funimation had hard fucking music. That was like the first time you heard that one. It was just like the hero is triumphant right now. Just like how you said, he had no pupils. When they came back as Blue with the gold hair, he was staring at Frieza. He wasn't looking down, then looked up. He was looking at that nigga.
And then was like, go on, go.
Bro, he did not give him a calm one.
No.
Because
initially he was like...
The first voice was calm. The face won't. Face card was like, I will punch you right now.
And Gohan was still mesmerized. He's like, Gohan!
This is the last time I'm going to tell you this. That's the only reason why Gohan moved. Because he
like,
said...
If I got to tell you again, I'm going to treat you how Piccolo did. And you don't want that from me right now.
He said, I can't control this energy.
Leave.
He said,
grab Piccolo and go.
He charged up the speech. This nigga said, this is the last time I'm gonna tell you. I bet you that shit like echoed.
Heard that shit on the other side of Namek.
On an open planet, it echoed. That's terrifying. No mountains for the sound to bounce because they destroyed everything.
I bet if you had seen that little shit, like him going Super Saiyan from space, you would have seen just a storm cloud on that one spot. That would have been hard.
Because you saw when Bulma saw it, because she was washing her face and she looked up and it looked like...
Oh, yeah, it was a mean aura in that area. This darkness. For a nigga turning gold, you are surrounded by darkness.
Bruh. Even the pose when it showed how he looked and it was like a back pose and it just showed him chilling, that shit was tough. It was aesthetically pleasing, nigga.
You know, I caught myself in a nerd moment when I was watching that. When he finally turned to Super Saiyan, I caught myself smiling again.
I was too.
Because we've been talking about this for a couple months now. So to finally get to this moment, I was like, damn, he did it. You know, I didn't know he was going to do it.
It was a woman on TikTok that I was watching, and this was her first time watching Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh.
So when Krillin died, she was crying. But when he started charging up, she said, you see tears, and then it stopped. Because she said, I'll not let you get away with this. She was locked in. And as soon as he went Super Saiyan, she was like, oh my God, he's beautiful. I remember my first feeling on that. I remember watching it, and then like the rest of my night was nothing. I don't remember anything after that. I remember going to school, and it was eruption.
Because it really is like an accumulation of all of the training Goku has gone through, even from Dragon Ball, to finally hit this moment. He is the legend now. Like, that is a proud moment for viewers. I caught myself having that proud moment all over again.
Y'all, I bet you a lot of people that listen to this podcast remember how it was when you first saw Super Saiyan, because that introduced transformations to me. Like I said this earlier, I didn't know that was even a possibility.
Yeah, that moment is, that's why everybody says Super Saiyan is the best transformation, because it transformed how we saw anime from that point forward. That changed the landscape of anime forever.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking at it now. I'm like, damn, this really was a moment.
Him going Super Saiyan for my lifetime was one of the most epic things I've ever seen.
Yes.
It was peak, bro. Peak.
Because it's just like the way they structured the whole fight made that moment so much more impactful, because it really was like, what is left?
Yeah, bro, because before he did the Spirit Bomb, we was already like that.
He did his strongest Kaioken he has ever done, his strongest Kamehameha wave he has ever done. There was nothing left. There was a point in the fight when he went unconscious and laid on Frieza.
And Frieza even said something. He was like, oh, trying to hug me. That nigga's like, oh, shit.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, everything in the tank was done. There was no more hope left, and then that happens. And
I love, like, because, you know, a lot of animes now kind of, like, spoil it before you get it. They kept talking about Super Saiyan, but they kept, like, looking. It almost looked like it was half Uzaru. We didn't know what to expect. And then, you know, Vegeta kept saying Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan. We don't know what it looked like, so we were just like, damn, Vegeta, Super Saiyan, okay. So we just thinking that it was just a very strong Saiyan. But then you get to see it.
Because all Vegeta had really said was the state is uncontrollable. When he's talking about it, you see like an Ozaru that kind of has the outline of like Golden, but that's it. And he said, the legend says when they go Super Saiyan, they have no control. So Here is somebody now who's not in an Ozaru state and is in Super Saiyan and is still there. That's dangerous. Because even with Broly, when you see Broly go Super Saiyan, he's not in control anymore.
What do you mean the new Broly?
Yeah.
Old Broly was in
complete
control.
Yes.
I ain't gonna even lie. I grew up with AMVs, so like Dragon Ball Z, Linkin Park shit. When they was fighting, it was going in my head. Old Linkin Park songs.
Linkin Park used to kill them AMVs.
Like Goku was fighting, and you see like all the clashing. I just heard in the background, I can't hold on. It's all too much to take in. I was like in that. I was in my old. I remember I went to being a child listening to this shit. That's why when you were just like when you smiled when he went Super Saiyan, I was there, bro.
I'm trying to tell you, that shit was genre defining. And it felt that way all over again. Only because we've been, like I said, we've been looking at this watching this saga for so long now. And to finally be right here at the period at the end of this sentence, it just feels so good.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, we really been on a journey of this shit.
Like, and
it
feels
like it.
I want you to think about how, like, in the future, he was already at Akira Toriyama. I told you earlier, Super Saiyan was introduced in the manga in 1991. It got sent to the West in 2001, and it was still way before its time. That's crazy. Something that you drew in 91 is still affecting shit now. That's hard, my nigga. And to this day, that's still number one on transformations. You can say Gon number two. And it wasn't even the first time. It was the second time this nigga went Joy Boy for me. Against Rob Lucci. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I know he's talking about. Mine, despite the fact how much I don't really care for this anime anymore, when Ichigo went Bankai.
Oh, God, yes.
That was, and the way he showed off, that was another one of them defining moments. That shit was hard.
That whole
and
arc
he
was
fought one
hard.
of the baddest niggas in, like, that entire Soul Society arc. They have been talking about how good this nigga is, and Ichigo went head to head with him. Like, that shit was cold.
Bankai. Zenpon Sakurai.
Yeah,
Scatter. This nigga surrounded him with the pedals, and he blocked all of that shit swinging his sword.
Yeah, that shit was hard, bro.
I remember seeing it, and the music for fucking Bleach was tough.
Yes. I used that during our solo leveling.
I know.
Edits, and niggas was like, yo, why does this go so well with this? It does. Once I was like, what should I put here? Because solo leveling really doesn't have any music, like, besides that one song that's like a defining, memorable song. So I need to find something else. As soon as I thought of Bleach, I was like, yep, putting this here. Works amazingly.
Yeah.
That shit's so good in the background.
But
next week will be the final, which will be, was it 96 to 107? We'll finish it off. And then after that, we're taking off because it's about that time. It's been a long couple months.
Yeah, we've been doing this shit weekly, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll be taking off probably a couple weeks.